इम्पॉर्टेंट भी है। इम्पॉर्टेंट इसलिए है कि कई अरसे से हम लगे हुए हैं कि क्वालिटी को किस तरह बेहतर किया जाए। एंड I always indicate this thing कि when people say that money, we don't have money, we don't have fund, we don't have salary, पैसे नहीं है, ख़त्म हो गए हैं, मैं उनसे कहता हूँ ये इशू नहीं है। हमारे हायर एजुकेशन सेक्टर के दो बुनियादी इश्यूज हैं। वन इज़ क्वालिटी, द सेकंड इज़ गवर्नेंस। आइए मैडम, हमारी ईडी साहबा भी आ गई। तो एनीवे इस पे हम गपशप लगाएंगे आपसे। थोड़ा सा प्रोग्राम टाइम से थोड़ा सा निकल गया है, इंशाल्लाह उसको मैनेज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। वो सपोज टू स्टार्ट अराउंड 7:30 और एहसन साहब को जो चीफ गेस्ट हैं आज के, उनको चाइनीज़ की एक डेलीगेशन के साथ GHQ में अर्जेंट मीटिंग पे बुला लिया गया, तो ही विल बी हेयर आफ्टर 8 इंशाल्लाह। और राना तनवीर साहब जो हमारे मिनिस्टर एजुकेशन के, उनको PM साहब के ऑफिस में है, लेकिन अभी उनको मैसेज दे दिया है, वो इंशाल्लाह वो भी जल्दी आ जाते हैं। We'll readjust the program in a way that it should be, we should do it same time, we should not let you wait longer. I have requested the hotel administration, inshallah in next 20 minutes time the dinner will be ready. We'll directly go first for dinner and then we'll come back after dinner and inshallah we'll start the function. यूनिक आज फंक्शन इसलिए है कि आज गवर्नमेंट, हमारी असम्बली आज अपना टर्म पूरा कर रही है, तो हमने मुनासिब समझा कि हमारे दो इम्पॉर्टेंट मिनिस्टर, स्पेशली मिनिस्टर प्लानिंग एहसन इकबाल साहब, जिनकी बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन है हायर एजुकेशन में, ना सिर्फ इस दफ़ा मुश्किल वक्त में भी उन्होंने हमें हेल्प किया, बल्कि लास्ट जो टर्म में भी, जब मुझे अल्लाह ने मौका दिया, उस वक्त भी उनकी गवर्नमेंट थी, उस दौर में भी हम अपना बजट 48 से उठा के अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह 113 अरब पे ले गए थे। इस दफ़ा भी उन्होंने, मैं तक अपनी स्पीच में भी कहूँगा, तो वी शुड रिकग्नाइज पीपल हु आर सपोर्टिंग यू, वी शुड बी थैंकफुल टू दोज पीपल हु आर सपोर्टिंग आवर काज एंड फॉर द काज ऑफ एजुकेशन बेसिकली। सिमिलरली मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन साहब, राना साहब भी हैं, वो भी, उनको भी तकलीफ़ दी, उन्हें रिक्वेस्ट किया, वो भी आएंगे, उनका भी शुक्रिया अदा करेंगे। और हम चाहते हैं कि एक रीत हमारे ख़ासकर हायर एजुकेशन सेक्टर में और हमारे अदारों में ये रहनी चाहिए कि जब कोई आए तो उसको वेलकम करना चाहिए, जब कोई जाए तो उसको अच्छी तरह खुदा हाफिज़ कहना चाहिए। हमारे डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन हो सकते हैं, मेरे आपसे बीसियों होते हैं, हम झगड़ते भी हैं, बट वी ऑलवेज फाइट फॉर द काज। इट इज़ नेवर ए पर्सनैलिटी बेस्ड डिबेट और इशू। तो मेरी गुजारिश ये होगी कि इसको पूरी अच्छी तरह आपने टाइम भी देना है, एंजॉय भी करना है। फिर हम अपने मिनिस्टरों को खुदा हाफिज़ इतनी अच्छी तरीके से करना चाहते हैं कि वो भी याद करें कि पढ़े लिखे लोग कैसे होते हैं। हमारे यहाँ ये होता है बदकिस्मती से, जब कोई जाता है तो उसकी लेग पुलिंग शुरू हो जाती है, उसकी कहानियाँ सुनाई जाती हैं। मेरा अपना, जब मैंने टर्म पिछली दफ़ा ख़त्म की तो आपने देखा होगा मेरी बहुत कहानियाँ छपी, अलवी साहब को तो बिल्कुल पता है, तो इस दफ़ा भी छपेंगी, लेकिन हमें अपनी तरफ से अच्छी रीड डालनी चाहिए। तो मैंने मुनासिब समझा कि टेक्निकली द सिटिंग गवर्नमेंट, एहसन इकबाल साहब और राना तनवीर साहब, दिस विल बी देयर लास्ट फंक्शन एंड वी वांट टू लीव देम विद दिस मेमोरी कि एजुकेशन इम्पॉर्टेंट है पाकिस्तान के लिए, और एजुकेशन के बगैर ये मुल्क तरक्की नहीं कर सकता। शायद जब वापस आएँ, अगर दोबारा आते हैं, तो इनको ये रहे एहसास, अगर नहीं था तो जिनको, कि तालीम कितनी ज़रूरी है और उसके लिए इन्वेस्टमेंट कितना ज़रूरी है। और सेम टाइम people who have helped us, who are always supportive to us, they should also be recognized, ताकि हम मिल के इन चिरागों को जलाते रहें और आने वाली नस्लों के लिए बेहतरी की तरफ जाएं। तो मैंने सोचा आपको मैं थोड़ा सा अपडेट दे दूं कि आपको पता है आज तो पंजाबी कहते हैं लोटी पे ही मल्टीपल मीटिंग पैरेलल, सेनेट की मीटिंग्स, दूसरी मीटिंग, कैबिनेट की 3 मीटिंग हो चुकी सुबह से, सेंड ऑफ स्पीकर साहब की तरफ से डिनर है, इधर सारे आ रहे हैं, उधर पार्लियामेंटेरियन भी आ रहे हैं, लेकिन हमने इन दोनों को राज़ी किया हुआ है कि भाई आपने हमारे फंक्शन में आना है और ये आपका फंक्शन है। और ये जो 7 पॉइंट एजेंडा है, ये एहसन साहब की एक ड्रीम थी। इफ़ यू रिमेंबर पीपल स्पेशली हु आर, हमने जो इकट्ठे काम किया, पुराने साथी हैं, पुराने डजन मीन ओल्ड हैं, मेरी तरह के कुछ ओल्ड हो सकते हैं, डॉक्टर अनीस साहब बैठे हुए हैं, बुज़ुर्ग हैं हमारे, लेकिन ये भी यंग हैं। हमने विजन 2025 एक दफ़ा जब गवर्नमेंट पाकिस्तान ने पिछले दौर में 2014-18 जो मेरा टर्म था अपनी एक विजन बनाई, तो हमने कहा वी शुड सिंक अवर विजन इन लाइन विद द गवर्नमेंट विजन। और आपकी मदद से, आपकी पार्टिसिपेशन से हमने एक डॉक्यूमेंट क्रिएट किया, दो कि हम उससे फ़ायदा तो नहीं उठा सके, लेकिन मुझे भट्ट साहब बता रहे थे कि ये पिछले दिनों श्रीलंका गए थे वर्ल्ड बैंक की एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में, कि वहाँ पे बताया गया कि हमारी उस डॉक्यूमेंट को इम्प्लीमेंट किया गया इजिप्ट के अंदर। वो विजन जो हमने पाकिस्तान के लिए देखा था, कोई फाग शाग आई, कुछ बारिश होगी तो वो टेंटेड होगी, हम देख नहीं सके, दूसरे मुल्क ने उससे फ़ायदा उठा लिया। इसका मतलब है हम में पोटेंशियल है, हम अच्छा विजन भी देख सकते हैं, अच्छे ख्वाब भी देख सकते हैं, अच्छे डॉक्यूमेंट भी बना सकते हैं। इंशाल्लाह फ्यूचर में भी इस तरह की एक्टिविटी हम करेंगे। उसी विजन में दिस वाज वन ऑफ दोज चैप्टर विच वर्क एक क्रॉस कटिंग थीम्स के हिसाब से थे कि करना क्या है, ये बारात जानी किधर है, उसको कैसे अचीव करना है, एंड व्हाट विल बी द इंडिकेटर, व्हाट आर गोइंग टू बी दोज की इंडिकेटर विच विल शो अस, विच विल टेल अस वी आर इन द राइट डायरेक्शन। तो ये कुछ एरिया आइडेंटिफाई हुए थे जिनके बारे में आज एहसन साहब भी आपको कुछ एक सरमन भी देंगे, एक बताएंगे भी, और इस पे फिर हम आपके साथ हम ऑलरेडी इसको शेयर कर चुके हैं। इस पे काफ़ी लंबी एक्सरसाइज हुई, बल्कि इस सारे टर्म में इस साल एक साल मेरा जो टर्म पूरी हुई है, इस साल एक पूरे साल में प्लानिंग कमीशन में मैं जब भी जाता तो मुझे पता था कि एहसन साहब कहेंगे यार उसका क्या हुआ, तो मैं उनसे कहता था सर मुझे छेड़ा तो ना करें ना, ये तो मेरी छेड़ बन गई है। तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वो यार इम्प्लीमेंटेड, और मेरी टीम अवैस साहब, नासिर, इनकी टीम ने सब ने मिल के इस पर काम किया, एंड वी अप्रिशिएट। आप लोगों ने भी इस पे काम किया जो आपके डायरेक्टर वर्क्स बैठे हुए हैं। हमारे यूके क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस ने इस पे बड़े हमें कंट्रीब्यूट किया, उन्होंने काफ़ी हमें सिस्टम बना के दिए। आई होप दीज स्मॉल एक्टिविटीज़ वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग, इंशाल्लाह दे आर गोइंग टू मेक ए डिफरेंस इन आवर हायर एजुकेशन सेक्टर। आजकल हम बड़े हॉट वाटर में हैं ड्यू टू सो मैनी रीज़न, फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस हैं, कुछ मॉरल इश्यूज़ हैं, कुछ एथिकल इश्यूज़ हैं, कुछ शायद लोग भी जालम सन, कुछ सानों मरंदा शौक विसी। ये सारे इशू के बावजूद इंशाल्लाह ये जर्नी रहेगा, इसी तरह रहेगा, इसी तरह चलता रहेगा, और हम इंशाल्लाह हर किसी से, आप में से मैं, हम सब मिलके अपने अपने हिस्से के चिराग जलाते रहेंगे। तो इंशाल्लाह अभी आपको थोड़ा सा मुझे पता है कोई ऐसी कोई हमारी उम्र तो म्यूज़िक की नहीं है, कोई ऐसी कोई चीज़ है हमारी, कोई ऐसी चला दें, कोई ज़रा थोड़ा सा हम मोराल आई हो, इतनी देर में वो डिनर लगता है तो फिर डिनर करते हैं, और इंशाल्लाह आफ्टर 8 सूनर आफ्टर डिनर इंशाल्लाह विल स्टार्ट आवर एक्टिविटीज़। ठीक है जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर पेशेंस लिसनिंग, एंड प्लीज स्टे इंटैक्ट, स्टे टुगेदर, यू हैव टू एंड वी हैव टू मेक अ डिफरेंस। थैंक यू लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। इसमें ब्रिटिश काउंसिल हमारा बेहतरीन पार्टनर हमारे साथ काम कर रहा है, ठीक है, थैंक यू। अभी आमर भी आ जाएगा और बाकी लोग भी आ जाएंगे, आई बिलीव सारा इज आल्सो हियर समवेयर। हाँ माशाल्लाह, ठीक है बेटा, थैंक यू। अभी थोड़ी सी को एक दो लगा दो, को पुरानी हिस्ट्री को कहानियाँ उसने दिखा दें ताकि रिकॉल कर सकें कि हम क्या क्या करते रहे हैं सारे, और फिर इंशाल्लाह इसके बाद डिनर, और डिनर के बाद वी विल कम बैक एंड स्टार्ट फॉर्मल फंक्शन। थैंक यू। सारा आपने कुछ कहना है? सारा आपने कुछ कहना है?
Let's bring them on. उनकी presentation करा देते हैं। मैं हमजा को कहती हूँ।
नहीं, मुझे तो वो कह रहे हैं वो चले नहीं। हमजा क्यों हुई हैं, वो हैं यूके वाले हैं अभी, उनको ब्रिंग। अभी हमारे प्रोग्राम में एक शामिल था कि यूके क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस ने एक छोटी सी प्रेजेंटेशन देनी थी इन लाइन पे कि व्हाट आर दे थिंकिंग एंड हाउ दे आर डूइंग इट, सो वी रिक्वेस्टेड देम टू बी हियर। इनका नाम क्या? क्रिस। हेलो क्रिस, गुड इवनिंग फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान।
Good evening. It's lovely to be here today.
So I thought we were waiting due to certain, it is the last day of this sitting government. The session will be finishing today, so that is why we are trying to manage the time. But we will, I think this is a good time. We have Honorable Vice Chancellor sitting with us. We have the Director Oryx, we have the Professor of different university, all academia people in this hall. So over to you, Mr. Chris. If you could share your thought, and I believe you have a presentation, kindly share, and then we can have question answer session.
And a message from Vicky Scott.
And please, if you could telecast that message from Vicky, And and plus our universities, BTRM, I can see there's other universities online, they are available. So they will be listening to you, over to you, Mr. Chris Bland.
Thank you so much. I do indeed have a message first from the CEO of QEA, Vicky Stott. Let me try and share the video. She was going to be here in person, but unfortunately she's just had to leave, but she sent me a recording. So let me please try and play this for you first. Just a moment while I sort out my screen sharing for you.
Good afternoon.
Just
Good afternoon, and I'm the
okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Vicky Stott, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of QAA. I'm really sorry not to be able to join you in person at this event.
Chris, it is okay.
I'm sorry.
Just play the audio. You can just play the audio.
Okay. I think I've got it sorted now. Sorry, bear with me.
No issue,
Yeah.
Chris, we can wait.
Please go ahead. We are ready to listen.
I've got it. I think I'm sorted. Hopefully you can now see Vicky.
There she is.
Okay, excellent. Okay, let me play it. Thank you.
From beginning.
Good afternoon. I'm Vicky Stott, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of QAA. I'm really sorry not to be able to join you in person at this event this afternoon. I understand you have all come together with the Federal Minister for the Planning, Professor Ahsan Iqbal, to assurance codes and standards. These have been approved by the Government of Pakistan and the Higher Education Committee, and they're now ready to be implemented across the higher education sector in Pakistan. This is one of several projects that QAA has undertaken across the world, supporting and assisting agencies and governments in their development of quality assurance, standards and transnational education. Our activities together started in 2020 with the Pakistan QAA Higher Education Committee and was supported by the British Council as part of the PAC UK Gateway project. Alongside this work, HEC have ensured that the results align with the Government of Pakistan's 7 themes for the quality assurance of the higher education sector. And it's the result of this joint effort that produced the documents and processes that will be used to further drive enhancement and encourage participation in higher education. So over the coming months, we're very much looking forward to supporting the implementation of these codes and standards and to the development of the review teams will be visiting universities across Pakistan. And now I'd like to hand over to Chris Bland, our very able head of education and consultancy, who's going to give you more information on the development process that produced these codes and standards and the plans for our future activity and a further deepening of our relationship together. Thank you for inviting me to address you this afternoon. I wish you a very joyful event and we look forward to working further with you.
I hope you were all able to hear that. Vicky indeed sends her congratulations and best wishes for our working together. I'm now able to share. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback. I'm now able to share my slides and hopefully talk through those. Can you all hear clearly, please?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'll just share my PowerPoint presentation now. Lovely. Okay, fabulous. So I'm Chris Bland, as Vicky said. I'm head of consultancy and accreditation at the QAA. And I'm really pleased to join this event this evening on the launch of your revised quality assurance codes and standards. Let me first tell you a little about the QAA, in case you don't know about them. QAA is an independent body within the UK that works across all 4 nations. It's well known as a world leader in quality agency with unmatched experience working on quality assurance and particularly enhancement. We exist to support universities and colleges, students, governments, funders and regulatory bodies around the subject of quality assurance and standards. Our work particularly is aimed at safeguarding the value of qualifications for students and learners and to promote globally the reputation of higher education. And it's been fabulous to work together with HEC and with British Council on this project. The QAA internationally does a very large amount of work, first of all representing international activities for within the UK, whether that be supporting universities in the UK to develop activities, or whether it be supporting their T&E work across the world. We have a set of international members that support them, and we've worked in over 45 countries so far. We have a T&E scheme that UK universities work to share ideas and experiences, and that has over 70 member institutions and represents over 300,000 students studying on T&E courses. We also lead international quality reviews and program accreditation against the European standards and guidelines, and that's something me and my team chair. I also deliver custom-made projects for international clients, such as this one that you're celebrating today. We work with agencies across the world, and here are just a few of them. At the top you can see these are agencies like HEC that we work with, and at the bottom underneath the bar you will see our membership of international organisations, ENQA and ENQUA, which are European, INARQUI, which is the main worldwide body bringing together quality assurance agencies across the world. But you can see we're very globally linked and interactive in what we tend to offer. So let me concentrate more on what we've done here. So let's look at our history between HEC, British Council and the QAA. Of course the QAA was QAA Pakistan and the QAA in the UK. So it does get very confusing at times when we talk about the QAA, which one we mean. However, we started working in 2017 with Higher Education Commission, where we looked at transnational education in Pakistan, and we did some projects together to review some UK operations in Pakistan and to look at the different delivery models and different types of operation that was running. In 2020 we really started the current project, as Vicky mentioned, which was to work with you to revise the quality assurance framework, and we worked together to produce this, and it's fabulous, as I've said, that we've got to a conclusion where this is now being announced today. The objectives of what we did with HEC was really to produce 4 sets of documents: standards and guidelines for quality assurance for higher education, some methods to help review the effectiveness of the various quality assurance accreditation bodies that exist within Pakistan, and some approaches to internal quality assurance that universities could use themselves, and external quality assurance where HEC can review various standards going on within universities and share best practice amongst you all. And of course, finally, to offer some training and support as you go forward with this revised quality framework. The way we did this was we started off looking at gaps with HEC. We looked first of all at some higher education institutions, including senior academic staff, professional support staff, students, of course, the part of everything we do, and some graduates, some alumni. And we looked at how we could audit teaching and learning, governance, and leadership in Pakistan higher education institutions. Having done that audit, we then carried on to work with HEC and with the support of British Council to develop a revised set of quality assurance framework for higher education that you could use and put into practice. It's best shown as this diagram to show how it's inclusive. At the outside, at level 1, covering everything, there are of course your government requirements and your government standards that we have to be sure that we comply with and that we reinforce in the processes that we're doing. You have of course got your own quality assurance bodies, and that is why we developed a system that they can use or consider to use for developing and reviewing in a systematic way the quality assurance in various universities. The thing today that's being launched is really the third level, which is the external quality assurance, which will be conducted by HEC with sets of trained reviewers that will go across different universities to enhance and embed the education. And finally, we also created some guidance that universities can use themselves in their own quality assurance systems and processes. So it's really a 4-level stage of quality assurance. The standards we produced are listed here. You can see there are 16. I'm not going to go through all of them, there's too much. But I'm sure just looking at the screen, you can see and you would expect to see these headings such as governance, finance, the academic programs and curriculum, student support, fairness and integrity, and a cycle of quality assurance. HEC have done a follow-up piece of work along with this to ensure that the 16 standards that have been produced map against your government's 7 themes for quality assurance. And that has been done in quite careful detail by HEC to confirm that indeed do cover within these new 16 revised standards everything that the government would require in terms of quality assurance for higher education. In our documentation, each of the standards has the overall expectation for each standard, a set of details in terms of what that means, breaking it down into a set of various components. How you could demonstrate you meet those expectations through indicative evidence, meetings of meetings, course specifications, comments from external examiners, maybe student evidence as well. So we've given some idea how the expectations can be met and some guidelines as, you know, how much should you prepare, how much documentation, and also some further resources that may be useful to a university preparing for external quality assurance. The next steps, having defined the standards and the Higher Education Committee having confirmed and got government approval that they meet your requirements, the next thing is really to embed these revised codes and standards. And we're proposing some joint training with HEC colleagues so that we can develop and approve the teams of reviewers, guide the review process, and also help maybe with the first few items of the reports that are produced as a result. We suggest running a pilot just to see this running in practice so everybody gains confidence, and then after that to initiate the reviewer training, which will involve people from universities across the country. It's not meant to be judgmental. The whole point of the standards is about enhancement, sharing ideas, and obviously continuous improvement. Then there's the first reviews, where you may want to moderate the results and what comes out. And once you now have complete confidence that this is doing what you want and achieving your goals, the aim then, of course, to expand it across all the institutions, consider how you'll publish the results, whether they'll be done nationally or whether they'll be for the university, and how you will disseminate the good practice that you've seen amongst your many excellent universities to help some of those develop further good practice. And then once you do that, by repeating it, you get a continuous circle of improvement, which is obviously what we all hope to achieve. I hope that's useful as a small summary. It's been lovely working on the project together, and I very much look forward to working with you in the coming months and hopefully years as you develop your quality assurance systems and embed these new structures. Thank you so much for listening to me this evening.
Chris, this is Aves. If you're available for a few more minutes, then taking advantage of your presence, we would like to have a few questions, because the Vice Chancellors and the heads of the quality assurance cells in the universities are all with us here, and we want to capitalize on this opportunity. Thank you very much for giving us a presentation and overview of the process which we have gone through in developing this framework. So we have 5 more minutes before we conclude this session. I would now request the Honorable Vice Chancellors and the heads of QECs or any other worthy participants for any question they would like to ask our worthy colleague from UK QAA, Chris Bland. Mic दीजिए please.
I am Professor Mukhtar. I am heading a university that is a skill university. So this quality sounds beautiful, whatever you explain over here. I'm looking forward that how we will be maintaining this quality in a variety of skills, like, how we can do that one. I know there is another body in UK, they are trying to establish some standard, European standard. But do you have any type of inkling on that side, that whether your organization will take it up or they will take up, and how that will move further?
Thank you so much for your question. Yes, the standards do not just apply to, let us say, purely academic courses, but they also apply to vocational courses. For example, you will have to look at how you describe what you're going to teach within your curriculum. You will still be able to compare with other vocational universities and national standards that you may have. What the students think of your courses, what the employers think of your courses, were also key elements in determining quality assurance. And of course, looking at what the teachers do and the equipment they have and how things can be improved where possible, or compared with other institutions, so that you gain ideas of best practice of what's going on elsewhere in terms of vocational training and in terms of project work and preparing your students for work. So these standards would be applicable to you. They're not just saying what you should teach. That isn't what they do. What they do is they look at how you design your courses and how do you know that the course is achieving what you desire it to achieve. So I would not worry. It would apply to yourself as well. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you very much, Chris. We have time for one more question. Yes, Mike DJ, please here. Dr. Sir, may I request you please introduce yourself for Chris Bland before asking the question.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fazal Khalid, Rector GIK Institute. I would like you to comment on the student-centered approach in terms of learning outcome and how you have been able to embed in the revised codes and standards. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, yes, students are at the heart of everything. the way you gather student views, the way students look at your teachers, the way students are prepared for industry is all part of what's within these revised codes. So student-centered is definitely what the education system is about. It's the only reason we exist, isn't it? If we don't have any students, we would end up with just research centres. We wouldn't end up as a university where we're disseminating and providing information to students. So within the standards, we would look at and we would support and we would advise how you can increase what we would call the student voice and student participation in terms of helping your systems to develop. You may think you're developing something fantastic, but if the students don't understand it or it doesn't help them get good employment or good skills, then obviously you could argue that it may be academically very high, but failing the needs of the students, the employers, and ultimately the country. So definitely a student focus is the heart of everything. And you will see it's mentioned throughout the detail of the standards in the documents. But thank you, it's the heart of everything for sure.
Thank you very much, Chris. We truly appreciate your presence and waiting for this session because we overshooted the time by more than half an hour. Thank you very much. But again, we continue working with you, and this is a process which we is just rolling out, and we look forward for the capacity development for greater understanding and depth in understanding and implementing this framework. Thank you very much, Chris. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great evening.
The dinner has been served. May I request all the guests to kindly proceed for the dinner.
Recording stopped.